Hey guys, it's time to welcome back and bring out one of our favorite people on the planet. He's back with us for the third time at Late Night with Solomon Society. Be sure to check out his new stand-up special, Elon Gold, Chosen and Taken, available right now on Netflix. Please put your hands together and give it up for our Master of Ceremonies, Elon Gold.
Come on, people, I can't hear you. Yes, I'm back. I'm back. What's up, Solomon Society? Come on, you could do better than that. What's up, Solomon Society? There we go. I gotta say, I'm so happy to be back. This is my favorite of all the gay Jewish men's group out there. This is literally my favorite. I've done so many gay Jewish men's groups in my day. I told you last year, I've done the Solomon Society. This was my third year here. Last year, I had the pleasure of doing the Sodomy Society, which was exciting, which is the really gay Jewish men's club. But my people are here. You're back, fellas. You're back. And the Jews are in the house. Jews in the house, representing. We don't really represent like that. You know, it's more like, well, you know, we represent many clients. You know, it's more of that sort of a thing. That's for the lawyers. We're the lawyers in the house. Lawyers? Oh my God. Yes, thank you. Thank you. We'll get to you. You just sit right there and shut up. I do have an announcement. I want to start with an announcement before I begin. Where's Mike Shapiro? Mike? Mike, how are you? Mike, I was on your amazing yacht the other day, and then I went home and I did a little research and some Googling, and just this morning, this is exciting, the DNA results came in, you are my biological father. So, we'll settle up after the show. We got a little paperwork to take care of. Happy New Year, everybody, huh? It's almost the big happy... Who are we kidding? It's happy. I mean, we're the only people on the planet Earth with a miserable New Year. You know that, right? Like the rest of the world, they celebrate New Year's. They go out partying and drinking. We're in shul for 2 days repenting and reflecting, okay? Our New Year's is like everyone else's morning after New Year's. Like, oh my God, what have I done? Please forgive me, I'm a terrible person. Are there any Jews here tonight? Because seriously, the Jews love that joke, and I'm starting to think a lot has changed since I was here last year, right? So much has changed. Unfortunately, not Kenny's awful jacket, but other than that... All right, Kenny, sit down. This is a man who's just crying for help at this point with that ugly Technicolor. What's the point behind that? Do you need that much attention? Did you wake up this morning and say, you know what, I want to dress up like a blind, bisexual, homeless fashion designer? Is that what you were going for? Because you nailed it, Ken! There's more on that jacket later. You know what? Screw all of you. At least he's got the balls to look like an asshole, okay? The rest of you with your shirts and ties. Thank you, Kenny. I love you, and you know that I do. I only love you, and some of the others. So much has changed in the world. What do we have a new caliphate now? That's exciting. Even in the TV world, things have changed, right? Like Jimmy Fallon's now the host of The Tonight Show. I've known Jimmy for years. He's killing it, doing an amazing job. But I actually miss Leno. I did 10 Tonight Shows with Jay Leno. And what I miss about as a comedian, I miss watching the monologue. Because it was so much fun. He didn't even need to hit a punchline. It was funny to me to just watch Jay sort of repeat the setup about 10 times and then trail off. You know what I mean? He'd be like, oh, this is good. How about this? Read about this in the papers? Donald Trump back in the news. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Read about this in the papers? Donald Trump in the news in the papers? Read about this in the papers? Trump in the news in the papers? All right, nobody watches TV here either. I grew up watching Johnny Carson, and I loved Johnny, and I miss him. I miss him too, you know. I used to fantasize as a kid, because all of my comedic heroes were Jewish, right? And I remember thinking, imagine if Johnny Carson was Jewish. Like a big, observant, like an Orthodox Jew. It would just change everything, right? It would certainly change his monologue. He'd come out there, he'd be like, okay, I got a funny story to tell you. Last Shabbos, I was in shul. Now this is the MS. I was in shul and it was so cold. Thank you, 50 and over. It was so cold I had to put on a second tallis. Yeah. Thank you, people. That was just for you. You can't do that on TV. That was just for you guys. You see, I'm trying to be clean. They beg me every year, and this is what I don't get. Right? Boo! Who needs that? Every year, the organizers, who couldn't be nicer, but they beg me to be clean. And yet, I was here last year. And I watched Sarah Silverman stand on this stage and spend a half hour talking about her pussy, okay? And yet I have to somehow be clean. I don't get, this is a room of 200 horny, porn-addicted Jewish men. Why? The ones who didn't clap are the porn addicts, by the way. Just those are the quiet ones. How did he know? I'm sick of the hypocrisy about me having to be clean at these events. Like, I did a Chabad. I'm constantly doing these Chabad galas, okay? And I did this just 2 weeks ago on a Sunday night. It was a Chabad of the Pacific Palisades. And it was a big tent, a huge event, and the rabbi comes over to me freaking out before the show. He's like, you gotta be clean. Whatever you do, you gotta be clean. And I was like, Rabbi, you have 19 kids. You know about this stuff. Why am I not allowed to talk about what he's doing every freaking night? Like, why can't... It's a hypocrisy is what it is. It is. It's like... I did an Orthodox synagogue in Englewood, New Jersey recently. Yeah, so you know where my career's at. But no, I was there, and it was fun. It was nice, and it was called Ahavat Torah, which means we love Torah, which is like it's a perfect name for a modern Orthodox shul, right? See, if it was a conservative shul, it could be called We Like Torah. There's a Reform temple, like, we don't really care for the Torah. I mean, we appreciate it, but it's not for us. A Reconstructionist temple, what's a Torah? Which, by the way, doesn't sound that bad in Hebrew. Congregation Mazeh Torah. I would go to that. I would check it out. Not for Kol Nidre, but like one of the little lesser holidays. I would check it out. A lot of hypocrisy. When I hosted the Chabad Telethon, okay, where you really have to be clean, it's crazy. And I introduced this great rock band called Eighth Day, right? You familiar with it? It's like a great Jewish rock. And they were rocking the house, and I go over to the rabbi, and I was like, Rabbi, I gotta go back on camera and thank the band. Can I just say, hey, let's hear it for Eighth Day. Weren't they amazing? I remember my Eighth Day not being quite as pleasant. And he was like, no, this is disgusting. This is a disgusting joke to even think about. He went on like a 4-minute tirade, like a Jackie Mason bit. To tell you the truth, the person in my position doesn't even listen to disgusting. It makes me nauseous to think about a person like me standing in front of a Thank you. But the point is, it really bothered me because I was like, you know what, Rabbi, this is one of our biggest mitzvahs, okay? This is a covenant, the covenant between Abraham and God, right? And by the way, Abraham did it to himself Kol hakavod there, by the way. Really, all respects. But did it to himself when he was 98 years old. And I was thinking about, to me, that's the perfect age to get that done. Like, at that point, you're not really using it that much anymore. You could barely feel it. It does not function whatsoever. So then it's like, okay, gegas into hate, do what you got to do, But at 8 days, see, that should be the covenant that we have with God. I'll tell you what, God, you let me live till 98. Take the whole thing off, as far as I'm concerned. I have no use at that point. But I got to be clean. I got to be clean. So I don't know what to do. And it's such a challenge, By the way, I know some of you really like Sarah Silverman, but let me just say, you are going to love the great Howie Mandel. In the house, one of my heroes. Oh my God, love Howie Mandel. But, it's so interesting because it's very challenging to do these Jewish events for me, you know what I mean? Like if you watch my Netflix special, I can go crazy and it's fun and filthy and check it out. But here you got to be clean. The other challenge performing for Jewish audiences is Jews aren't big laughers. They don't enjoy laughing. You guys are not, you're but it's always like a short, reserved laugh followed by thinking and planning, you know what I mean? It's always like, he'd be good for a fundraiser we're having next month. We can never have too much of a good time, because we know if we're too happy, if we're having too much fun, then misery is right around the corner, right? So we maintain a level of slightly irritated at all times. Non-Jewish audiences, they're amazing. They go crazy. Because it's just a different philosophy, right? Like their motto of the Goyim is don't worry, be happy. Our motto is worry and don't be too happy. They have holidays like Good Friday, right? Good Friday, we could never have a holiday. If that was our holiday, it'd be like not so bad Friday, could be worse Friday, as long as you have your health Friday. I just got out of the hospital Friday. We can't have fun. We try to enjoy ourselves. And I explain this to all of my Gentile audiences that Jews are just like everyone else, though. We all have the 3 basic human needs: sex, money, and food. We just need it in a different order. Okay? Like for the rest of the world, it's sex, money, and food in that order. For us, it's... See, food. All the Jews say food. It's unbelievable. If this was 200 Goyim, they would all yell out, money! Because that's what they think. But we know it's food, right? We know it's food. Food is it. Food is number one. And I explain that to them. If you ask any Jew if they would rather have a hot brisket sandwich or the cash value of a hot brisket sandwich, they would take the cash and buy a hot brisket sandwich at a cheaper place and keep the profits, okay? That's how we do's it, people. You know that. I know that. But food is number one for us. It's number one, food. Then money, then sex. Yeah, sex is last. That's right. If you hear a Jewish guy say, damn, I gotta get me some of that, he's standing over a deli counter, all right? We're obsessed with cold cuts, people, obsessed with it. Hide the salami is not a euphemism for us. We mean it. It's a single entendre. Hide it, they're coming over. So again, just to review, it's food, money, and then sex. And that's because we like to prioritize. We know food's gotta come first because food is fuel and you need it to survive. And without food, we can't make money. And without money, nobody's giving us any sex. Let's be honest. I mean, look around, fellas. Your bitches aren't with you because you're so fucking hot, okay? Let me just... No, women don't go for us because of our physiques or our, animal magnetism, right? That's why, if you're a woman, you date an Italian guy. You date one of those like, hey, how you doing over there with the, and the... That's the difference. You date an Italian guy if you're a woman because you want to feel safe and secure, right? You date a Jewish guy because he's got a safe and securities. It's a whole other thing. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, because I like you guys. This is a fun group. I like you guys. I'm going to tell you something I don't tell everybody, and that is that I actually like food more than I like sex, and I freaking love sex. But I'll tell you why. Food is just so much less complicated. You know what I mean? There's no pressure. Food is just pure, selfish fun. Like when I'm eating a burger, I don't have to be thinking, is this also good for the burger? You know what I'm talking about, fellas, right? I could eat a slice of pizza in 20 seconds, just finish it prematurely, right? And the slice isn't gonna be like, what was that? What happened there? I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. That's why I love eating food alone. That's the difference between food and sex. Food is best when you're alone, but could also be enjoyed with another. Sex is best with another, but can also be enjoyed alone. Am I right, Ken? I mean, seriously. We do like food more than sex. It's just a fact of life. It's ingrained to us to worry about food more than sex. That's because of our grandfathers. Our grandfathers just sat us down and told us all these stories about how they went hungry. We went hungry. For months we went hungry. There was nothing. Not the smallest piece of bread, nothing. My grandfather never sat me down telling me stories about how he went horny, okay? He was like, for months we went horny. There was nothing. Not the smallest piece of ass, nothing. They had. We're obsessed with food. That's what we worry about. That's why no Jew in this room or anywhere in the world will ever go on a hunger strike, okay? Hunger strikes are for Gandhi, not Mendy, okay? There's no way anyone here, a sex strike, I could see a lot of your wives going on a sex strike, you know? I could see, I could totally see like, you know what, you're not getting it, okay? I'm on strike. Until you apologize, I'm on strike. And what would we say? Just like, all right, but you're still making dinner, right? Well, we have to eat, don't we? You know, all right, good, just cook, bitch. All right, anyway, so there is an interesting correlation between sex and food as it pertains to married people versus single people, right? Like it's interesting because when you're single, you take a woman out to dinner and you hope to get some. So the thinking of the single guy is, all right, if I satisfy her with food, maybe she'll give me some sex. Then you get married and all changes. Then it's like, all right, if I satisfy her with sex, maybe she'll give me some food. Because the day you get married, I don't care who or what you are, you just become an old Jew looking for food. That's all you do. You know you're not getting anything else. I mean, I am married. I told you this last time. I don't wear a ring. I don't care. I told you, here's my theory on rings. If I wear a ring, if I like advertise that I'm married, how am I ever going to find my soulmate? Okay? I know she's out there somewhere, but I don't wear a ring because it's stupid, you know? It's annoying. And I hate that they chose this finger, which is right next to this finger. So they were like, all right, this'll be fuck you, and this'll be fuck nobody. Oh my God. Thank you, people. It's true. It's sad. You know why? Because women, here's the thing, women don't. Everything all right back there? There's a bunch of guys who haven't gotten it in a while. Just, yeah, you tell them. Women, there's a difference between men and women is that women enjoy sex, right? But we need it. We have to have it. They enjoy it. We need it. I was thinking about this the other day. I enjoy horseback riding. I don't need to horseback ride, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I don't wake up in the morning, my first thought is, damn, I gotta get me on a horse. I was in New York recently. I wasn't walking around Central Park looking at all the horses thinking, I wanna ride every one of these horse bitches. You know, when I'm on one horse and I don't think about riding another horse, right? I've never fantasized about being with two horses at the same time. And let's say I don't get to horseback ride for weeks, right? You're not gonna find me on the internet watching videos of other dudes riding horses, because I don't need I could go on forever, but we have to move this along. Are you guys ready to get this thing going? For the reason we're all here, thank you guys. Oh my God, there's so much more to say on sex and problems like that, but maybe I'll come back a little later and talk. Thank you, people. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. I really do. But let's get down to business, because this is you know what? We're here to have fun, and we are going to have fun. This is going to be, you're going to have the greatest show on earth. You're going to have delicious food, and it's going to be a fun night. But there's also a purpose that we're all here. There's a reason, you know, you're all here, and that you all gathered every year, and you do this great, amazing fundraising, and you help people, and we're going to talk about and show videos of who you help and what you've done, and give yourselves a round of applause for continuing to come here and support this amazing group of guys. That seriously, you're good-hearted guys, except Kenny. But this is the sixth. He's the best. This is the sixth annual Late Night Solomon Society. So honored to be back emceeing this. It's about the camaraderie and the good food and the fun but again, everyone in this room has the opportunity to do the extraordinary for our community and for the world. And here, just to talk about some of the amazing work that you all do, I'd like to introduce and give a big late night round of applause for our late night chair, Mr. Stuart Wolf. Stuart, come on out here. Let's hear it for Stuart, everybody. Come on. Thanks, Stuart.
All right, great. Thank you. So I get all the business after all the comedy. Hopefully keep you awake here. Thanks again for coming. This is the sixth annual Solomon Society Late Night, and thank you for making a great evening. This, again, is our largest gathering of Jewish men in Orange County. It's a guy's night, but there is a lady in the house, and we want to recognize her, Debbie Margolis, Chair of the Board of Jewish Federation and Family Services. Debbie, I can't see with the lights, but hopefully you're standing. And a huge thanks to our Solomon Society co-chairs, David Stoll and Michael Stoll, and to our very hands-on working committee to put this night together, Kenny Beard, Frank Ellis, Alan Gindy, Peter MacDonald, David Stoll, Michael Stoll, Jason Vogel, Phil Waldman, and Sam Wyman. Thank you very much. Also, a thank you to our VIP sponsors. A deserved round of thanks. You can find their names in tonight's program. If anyone's sitting near you, please thank them, because they really helped put this together financially and in many other ways as well. And a very special thank you to Forrest Coakley and Haas Brothers for generously hosting our VIP tequila reception. All right, kudos to all of our table captains. Your tireless efforts have put together 250 men in the same room at the same time and got away from the house, so thank you for hosting the tables as well. This year, we are so blessed that we have so many corporate sponsors. So I don't have time to thank them all personally, but they are listed. They're mentioned on the screens. They're listed in the programs. And I want to thank all of them for everything they did. Yeah, thank you. We're also honored to have two very special guys in our audience, Philip Vogel and Roman Matov. Both have served in the Israeli army and have been lone soldiers. Lone soldiers, in case you don't know, are soldiers who have no other family members living in Israel. Philip and Roma served as paratroopers in an elite military unit founded by the late Ariel Sharon. So let's give them a round of applause. And can we ask them to stand, please, too? We all know that the last months have been extremely difficult for Israel. Our community stepped up with nearly $350,000 in dedicated financial support for Israel during and after the military operation this summer. Beyond the dollars, though, we support Israel through advocacy, by going on our Solomon Society missions and by spending our dollars there to boost the economy, and in so many other ways, too. So Roman and Philip, please stand up yet again, and thank you very much for your service. They're in the back, my back left, in case you didn't see them before. Thank you. We also want to thank Shalom Elkot, who celebrates 10 outstanding years of leadership at the helm of Jewish Federation of Family Services. Where's Shalom? Thank you, Shalom. And finally, thanks to the staff at Jewish Federation of Family Services who's put this all together and who is working tirelessly in the background, even here tonight, as well as all of our other functions. Doris Jacobson, Adrian Domash, Sharon Shalush, Tara Berger, Hagit Partouche, Kathy Mellon, Tanya Swede, Jackie Mencher, Anita Lewick, Eileen Gerbot, Eric Von Ralt, and Adam Chester. Thank you very much for all of your hard work. We've worked really hard to make this the best and most meaningful late night yet. It's empowering to look around this room and to see all the accomplished and involved Jewish men. Solomon Society has brought us all together, and using our collective power together, we will do the extraordinary. Thank you, and now I welcome back Alon Gold.
All right, thank you, Stuart. Hilarious as always. He's a great man, Stuart. Seriously, you and your committee are doing amazing work. They actually brought together an incredible group of men who are changing the landscape of this community one by one. They've forged relationships that are strong and that last a lifetime. And tonight, you will all be given the opportunity to make a difference. So, fellas, our Mensch of the Year, you know every year we have. Where's last year's Mensch of the Year? How about a hand for last year's Mensch of the Year, everybody? How have you spent your Mensch year? Has it been exciting? Are you ready to give up the crown? Very heavy. All right, good. Well, this year, we have a new Mensch of the Year. It is Gideon Bernstein. Where are you, Gideon? Congratulations, buddy. He has helped. Thank you, bud. Gideon has helped to change this community, and now it's your turn. And this is the part of the night where we get serious, but again, for a reason, for a cause, and for a purpose. So please, turn your attention to the screen as we debut this year's Solomon Society video. Take a look.
Do you guys know what tzedakah is?
Yes.
What's tzedakah?
Giving to charity.
Right. So if you were going to give tzedakah, what would you give? What would tzedakah do?
It helps. It can also help people who are poor with a very bad sickness.
So what if you heard that the Solomon Society gave a lot of tzedakah? Would that be a good thing?
Yeah.
What would you like to tell your daddies about giving tzedakah?
It doesn't matter if it's the same amount of money and not, because all the money is really good to give to people.
Solomon Society impacts the community from a philanthropic perspective, meaning actual money and funds to the community, but also contribution in events and a demonstration of a support network for a time of need. And it helps show my sons what responsible men in the community do.
I think we've impacted the community through the Solomon Society through philanthropy, networking, helping other people. It's been a great way to make friends and also to build relationships.
I think the Solomon Society has affected the community by the simple fact that we now have more of a community.
So where do you think your money goes when you donate?
I think the money that I donate goes for local impact and an international impact. It goes to the need at the time and place, and we can feel that in our immediate community or internationally as necessary.
The Solomon Society can take a lot of pride in what it's already done, which is truly made an impact in this community.
Yeah, the comradeship gets everybody together, and then they realize, we're all part of a bigger worldwide Jewish community.
We're truly building a very strong Jewish community right here in Orange County.
house was a total loss. What wasn't completely burned down was filled with smoke and completely unusable. By morning, all of our stuff was gone. Everything was gone, and we were all covered in smoke and had no clothes. We had to go buy everything from the beginning again.
When the fire happened, the boys were 6 and 8. So they went to bed one night with all their toys, and next morning, they have nothing.
Jewish Federation of Family Services was so helpful and incredible because they not only gave us support emotionally, but they also helped us with food for the kids, some clothes for the kids, gas cards, with money for rent, with a new computer so we could get started back in our business again. And they were just unbelievably helpful and wonderful to be with.
It allowed us to kind of keep as normal a schedule as possible with them.
And Jewish Federation of Family Services also offered counseling for the kids to get through the whole traumatic experience.
The community really came together, and we were very appreciative of that.
Right now I have stage 4 breast cancer, and I've been battling for over 10 years. I feel that my time is coming to an end, and I started to worry about my final place. Where will I be buried and how? And my dream was to be buried in a Jewish cemetery. It was so strong. So I had to reach out to Jewish Federation Family Services again to help me to arrange my own funeral. All I worried about, what's next is when the final moment will come and I had to be buried. What am I gonna do? Where am I gonna go? And I had to ask for help. They connected with Temple Beth Emet, and together they did a miracle for me. And it's gonna be taken care of when my time will come. When I went there and I saw it's a Jewish cemetery, and it's so beautiful, the grass and the tree, and it just brought so many memories, and I just started breathing. I started breathing, and I felt my daughter will come here. It's undescribable in what way Jewish Federation Family Services help. It's no limits what they can do to help people, and we're forever thankful.
Wow. There are no limits to what we can do to help people. Through the philanthropy of the people in this room, we make a profound impact on people's lives, people like you just saw on that video. Impact that transcends generations and affects the way Jews will live in this community for decades to come. The only limits to our ability to impact lives are those that we impose upon ourselves, because at this holy moment, each person in this room has the power to decide just how many resources will be available to those in need. How many more people will we catch when they fall? How many more rides will we give to seniors so they can stay engaged? How many more Jewish families will be able to find and connect to the community? How much more will we be able to support our community partners and congregations? How many more Israel experiences will we provide to kids who might not otherwise ever step foot in our homeland? How many future leaders will we train and educate? My friends, we live in crazy times. I don't have to tell you that the whole thing with the Islamic radicals threatening every way of our life but their own. Innocents are slaughtered daily amid the chaos. Israel is the first, but perhaps not the last, Western democracy to find itself at the front lines of this battle of civilizations. Who would have thought that, just less than 70 years since the near destruction of European Jewry, we would see the resurfacing of vicious anti-Semitism. In Europe, Latin America, Australia, and elsewhere, people have long masked their anti-Semitism as anti-Israelism or anti-Zionism, have taken off their masks and are now open about their hatred of Jews. That vitriol is even right here in our neighborhood. Now, if I could just tell you a personal story that happened to me 2 weeks ago, just very quickly. Maybe some of you read about it. I wrote a piece. Did anybody read it? All right, cool. Yeah, it went viral. I heard there was 1 million views, but it was a really serious event. So it was Friday night dinner. My wife and 4 kids, we were coming home. That's right, I have 4 kids. Thank you. Because, like I said, my wife loves children and I love banging. But anyway, dinner was excellent, by the way. So many people have asked me that question, and that's what really pissed me off, that after a lovely dinner, we had to have this happen. The short story is we're walking home, and a big black Mercedes Jeep pulls up, and 4 Middle Eastern young men sort of pulled up and rolled down the window, and one of them actually opened up the door and got out and yelled, "Free Palestine," and then yelled, "I hope your children die. Just like you're killing children in Gaza." And it was just like, we were all just floored, and my kids were crying, and they didn't want to go home because the car drove in the direction of our house, and it was not a fun experience. And the point that I'm bringing this up is because anti-Semitism is alive and well. It's back and better than ever. And now is the time, through these programs, through what you guys are doing tonight, to help Jews in our community so we can feel safe, to help synagogues and communities thrive and not feel like we're all victims and at any moment we can, face this sort of new reality. So what you're doing tonight affects us all. And like I said, we're here to have fun tonight, and we're going to. Isn't this fun? But there are also moments in life that are not so much fun, like the way we experienced 3 Friday nights ago. And there's some real things going on in the world, and that's what you're here to help with the real and to have a little bit of fun. So it is up to us to ensure the safety and survival of our community today and for tomorrow to come. L'dor v'dor, as they say. Tonight, you all, every one of you, have the power to make a difference. When you see your children in the morning, tell them that last night you helped to build a strong and vibrant Jewish community for them, today and in the future. There is so much power in your pledge cards on the table. Now hang on a second, just take a look at the pledge cards, but don't do anything just yet. I really want you all to give thoughtful consideration to this card, because it's not just a card. It's your ticket to changing the world, okay? Just a few words about the card. Just to let you guys know, and I really am so proud, there's not too many events that I come back to over and over again because I want to, and this is one of those, because I'm just so proud to know all of you guys and the work you do. But here's just some of the stuff. We'll get to that in a minute, but I just want to tell you about, if you gave in 2013, thank you, you'll see last year's amount on the pledge card. Now, if you've made your 2014 pledge already, you'll see that it's on the card as well, and thank you, but please keep listening. If you're making a first-time donation tonight, you have a brand new pledge card, and thank you for what you will give tonight. Your pledge cards will be distributed in a moment, but before you pick up a pen, before you write down a number on the card, here's some food for thought. This is what I was talking about. Last year, you guys, your generosity provided 1,168 clients with the means to buy food and medicine, to seek shelter, to pay for utilities and countless other needs. This year, we're on track to help even more people because they need us. So if you're thinking about, you want to give $1,000, this year, add 18%. Rosh Hashanah is a few days away. God will notice. Give 18%. It's just $180 more. That's 50 cents a day. Okay? Last year, your philanthropy helped to provide 18,000 rides for seniors and adults with disabilities. This year, we're going to surpass that number because our senior population is growing rapidly. I don't know if you noticed, people are getting older. More seniors need us. We have to help. So if 1,800 is the pledge you have in mind, add 18%. That's 324 more, less than $1 a day. Okay? Are you at 3,600? If you are, good for you. That's double high. But 18% more is $648, less than $2 a day. You didn't know you were going to get a math lesson in this, too. And if you're at 5,000, 18% more is 900, and that's only $250 a day. Last year, Solomon Society generosity helped to provide over $2.1 million in grants to some 66 different Jewish organizations and programs in and around Orange County, in Israel also, and around the world, and financial assistance to over 1,100 individuals. This is the kind of stuff you guys did last year. But last year, we also had requests for grants and services over $250,000 beyond what we were able to fulfill. This year, we have to do better for our children and for our community.
If table captains would please like to distribute the pledge cards right now, house lights can go up a little bit. And don't write your pledge yet, just one more second. I've got a big announcement to make. Wait for it. And let me remind you that this is a holy, almost Erev Rosh Hashanah decision that you are about to make. There is a group of extremely generous guys in the room tonight, and you should all know this, who have put up a challenge grant of $75,000 for every new first-time gift and every increase over your past support. They will match $75,000. It's a small group, people. Every new donation, every dollar of increase over your past gifts as a Solomon Society member will be matched dollar for dollar up to $75,000. That's $150,000 more for our community over last year. You know we can do this and we can exceed it. There are no limits to what we could do to help people here in Orange County, in Israel, and around the world. Let's do the extraordinary. Go for it, guys. Can we get this going on? Don't applaud, just write. Can I get a mic? I want to go out to see the people and what they're doing exactly. Is there a, here we go. I just want to come out and make sure, thank you. Thank you. I want to make sure that they're writing the appropriate amounts. How are you? How you doing, sir? I don't see you. I see you kibitzing, but not writing. Look at this watch. With a watch like this, what is this? What watch is?
That's a swatch.
Bullshit. That is not a swatch. Write those checks, gentlemen. This is it. This is the moment of truth right here. We can do so much more this year than last year. We were $250,000 short last year, and this year we have a matching dollar for dollar up to $75,000. We should auction off that awful jacket so you can get rid of it and just have a burning of it, like just an Orange County burning of Kenny's jacket. Kenny? Ken, would you be willing to auction off that jacket? The value will not escalate. Thank you, everybody. I'm not going to say anything of what people are writing. That's a little gauche, but just write more and keep... Yes, you have a question. $500 for what? For the jacket? $500 right now for that jacket. You know what? It's become an auction. Do I hear $1,000? $1,000 for Kenny's jacket. We're going to burn it at the end of the evening. $1,000 to burn Kenny's jacket. $1,500. All the money goes to $1,500 right there. Do I hear $2,000? We're going to have a burning of the awful $2,000. $2,000, $2,500. Do I hear $2,500? This is so exciting. By the way, this is an addition to whatever you're writing. $2,500. Do I hear $2,500? $25. Thank you so much. $25. Is anyone going to do this for $3? We're really literally going to burn the jacket. It's worth $5. It's not a problem. You got it at Kmart or Walmart or something mart. What's the point? What is the point? $2,500 going once. Bill, what do you have? $3,000? Oh my God! Thank you, sir. $3,000 to burn the jacket. This is amazing. We're actually going to, maybe we'll wait to burn it with this Pesach's chametz. $3,000, do I hear $3,500? $3,500 for the jacket, anyone? There is an auction. There's officially an auction going on. Can you give it to me now, or you want to wait till after the night? It's for sale. You're not going to turn away $3,500. You've been wearing that dreck for 4 years now. No, people are starting to not like you because of it. I'm begging you to just take it off. Yes.
So they talked about challenge tonight. So my jacket wasn't for sale. This is new to me. But if anyone wants to step up big, go 50 grand. This jacket's coming off, and we're going to do great things for the community.
Yeah. Wow. Did you hear that from Simon? For 50 grand, I want everything to come off. Well, and welcome back to the Sodomy Society. Does anyone want to do the 50 grand to burn that jacket tonight? That would be so exciting. It would really, we would go outside after and really have a bonfire. Does anyone want to do it? You would do it for 20, wouldn't you? 20? Who's giving $35,000 to burn that jacket? Anybody? 35,000? What's 35,000 amongst some of you? Right? This guy who's very wealthy and doesn't care about me? How are you? Don't you do well? You do well, right? You have an extra 35K hanging around? How much is that boat? What is it, like 4, 5, 6 million? How much is that boat? What is it? Sell the bathroom in the boat and you could buy Ken's jacket. Anyone want to do it for 35? 35K? You just yell a number that you're comfortable with and we'll convince Kenny or beat the shit out of him that he will give us this jacket. Just yell a number that you would be comfortable giving. That's in the double digits. Anyone? I guess people like that jacket. Sir, would you be willing to give $3,000 to just like make a Sharpie mark on it or something? Like just... Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That's $3,000 extra. Kenny, it's happening. It's on. All right. Has everybody written their pledges and taken care of business here? I mean, it is why we're all here tonight. Like I said, it's not all about shows and laughs and fun and food. But did everybody take care of business? Are we good? Are we good? All right. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a round of applause for raising an amount we're going to find out, and at the end of the night, we're going to gather it, we're going to add it up, and we're going to hopefully get to congratulate ourselves for beating it with the match and all that other stuff. Okay, and now, please welcome Richard Bernstein, father of our Mensch of the Year, Gideon Bernstein, who will lead us in the Hamotzi, and Kenny Beard, who really needs no introduction, to lead us in the Solomon Society L'chaim. Richard and Kenny, come on down. Thank you. Let's hear it for them, everybody. Come on, they're coming on the stage.
Dick goes first tonight, so we have to wait for Dick Bernstein.
You don't stand in front of 200 men and say Dick goes first, okay? That's rule number 1. Now here's rule number 2. How are you, Dick?
First one was not Dick, it's Strecky Dicky. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Oh yeah, right. This is true, I do have a son. And the rumor goes that my wife is Israeli. They're wild women. And I think it's 99% sure that I'm the father, but I never verified it. On behalf of my wife and myself, Gideon Bernstein is our gift to the Jewish community of the land of the oranges. I too was in Hebrew school. Ameti שגדעון הוא מתנה שלנו לקהילת היהודי בשכונת התפוזים. Same thing. And to the lone soldiers, לחיילים הבודדים, הערב נשתגע ביחד, הכל אחלה, הכל שיגעון, ואני מת לקפה. תודה. Which means, let's have a good time. Thank you.
How do you follow that? I'm not going to do my l'chaim in Hebrew because I want to make sure that you all know what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm really glad to be here tonight with you guys to help generate the 6th Solomon Society late night event. It's the 6th time that most of you have seen this jacket. You can see why I was not that anxious to auction it off this evening. I want to say a big congratulations to Gideon, a dear friend. I met on a mission in Israel in 2008 with some of the other guys, and it's been fantastic. 22 of us went, and I encourage you all to come out and join us in the missions. In keeping with the tradition of the Solomon Society, please raise your glasses and join me for l'chaim. L'chaim, gentlemen, to the Solomon Society and all that you do. Thank you. Please enjoy your fantastic dinner served by our in-kind sponsor, Blueberry Hill. Thank you.
Thank you so so much. Yes, enjoy your dinner. Yeah, you didn't have a drink. We'll be back with our Mensch of the Year and Howie Mandel. Enjoy dinner. Thank you. How about a hand for dinner, everybody, huh? Yeah! You guys, like I said, are in for such an amazing treat. The guy we're about to bring up in just a few minutes is someone that I just like my entire life worshipped as like a comedy god. And I'm just so excited that he's in the house tonight and he's going to entertain the hell out of all of you. But first, please welcome Phil Waldman, Solomon Society's 2013 Mensch of the Year. Phil, come on up here.
Howdy. What's really gratifying is to see so many friendly, giving faces here. And somebody said earlier that there was good news and bad news, that the good news was that we raised over $1 million. The bad news was it's still in your checkbooks. So, all right. Tonight, we continue our wonderful Solomon Society tradition with the presentation of the Mensch of the Year Award. This award is given annually to a man in our community who serves as a role model of leadership and Jewish values. Tonight, that man is Gideon Bernstein. The Mensch of the Year is someone who leads by his own example. He's someone who leads by, why would it say that twice? He is someone who's involved behind the scenes and serves beyond the call of duty. He's someone who has made a significant difference for Solomon Society, Jewish Federation of Family Services, our Jewish community, and our community at large. The Mensch of the Year is selected by a committee chaired by the past honoree, yours truly, and consisting of the Solomon Society co-chairs, the late night chair, or our Solomon Society board members. Prior awardees have been David and Michael Stoll, Sam Wyman, Frank Ellis, and myself. Gideon Bernstein is a founding member of the Solomon Society, serves on the board of Jewish Federation and Family Service, and he has participated in numerous Solomon Society missions and has served as the co-chair of the past late night events. And on one of our missions, he was my roommate on an overnight travel from Krakow, Poland to Prague in the Czech Republic. And we had a great time. He's one of the best roomies you'd ever want to have. You guys can draw your own conclusions. Gideon currently serves as president of the board of the Jewish Community Foundation of Orange County, where, with his leadership and vision, he has established the Create a Jewish Legacy program. Please look at the screen, which shows the names of all the men in the room tonight who have signed letters of intent to create a Jewish legacy. And we're always looking for a few more good men. Through his involvement with Jewish Federation and Family Service, Solomon Society, Gideon has enabled us to create a stronger and more vibrant Jewish community today. Through his involvement with the Jewish Community Foundation, Gideon has ensured our community will have a strong tomorrow, Lador Vador, from generation to generation. Professionally, he's Director of Research and Portfolio Management at Leisure Capital Management, responsible for research, securities, analysis, and training. Personally, Gideon is married to Jean Pepper. They have 3 children, Blaze, Jay, and Bo. When asked for a quote about being awarded Mensch of the Year, Gideon said, "We're all Mensches, otherwise we wouldn't be here." And I just happened to learn from one of the best of them, my dad. The award to Gideon reads, to Gideon Bernstein for inspiring Solomon Society members through your leadership, Jewish values, philanthropy, and service to our community from generation to generation, Lador Vador. Gentlemen, your Mensch of the Year, Gideon Bernstein.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's a real honor to be up here tonight. One that I didn't expect, knowing that there are so many others out here who easily deserve the same honor. And before I go through some of what things I want to tell you about people that need to be thanked tonight, some of the key points about the Create a Jewish Legacy program, and some other inspiration, I want to share a quick story with you, which follows on to my roommate in the sleeper train from Krakow to Prague with the Solomon Society trip about 4 years ago. So Phil and I virtually didn't sleep the whole night in this boxcar, nor did anybody else on this trip, because the train just kept wobbling back and forth, and there were bunk beds, and Phil was making a lot of noise, and you know how it goes. And we had a security guard on the train that was, basically telling us not to leave the windows open because there'd be, gypsies that would jump in and, cut our throats off and take our Rolexes. So we arrive in Prague early in the morning, and most of the guys that were on this trip are in this room. So a lot of you will remember this story. We're exhausted. It's about 5:30 in the morning, maybe 6, and we are shuttled off in a shuttle bus with this Slovakian woman named Sharka, who's about 500 pounds. And she's, basically nobody's sleeping. We end up at the hotel. It's like a 2-star hotel. Everybody's waiting in line to check into the hotel. Well, one of our guests of honor here, Howard Hyman, who's at the front table, who's our resident Scotsman, very tired, very cranky. He finally gets his key to this 2-star hotel room, goes up to the room, comes back down, and he says, "Excuse me, my room is dirty. I need another room." So everybody's still waiting in line to get up to the room, and Howard basically, takes the key for the next room that they gladly hand to him, goes up to the room, comes right back down again, yelling into the lobby. Mind you, nobody's had any sleep, we're bloodshot, and here's Howard in the middle of the hotel saying, "Shalom, there's a naked man in my bed. Take me to the Four Seasons, I've had enough of this." And let me tell you, Howard said I could say anything about him tonight, so that's my story for the evening. Thank you, Howard. So that's memories being created amongst us, some good, some bad, but Howard, that is a legacy that will live on forever. God bless you. So I love the Solomon Society event, and I want to thank all the staff, especially the folks that I dealt with directly, Doris and Adrian and Kathleen and Jackie, all the staff at JFFS who made this night just a reality and a spectacular event. And let's give them a big round of applause. I also want to thank all the team of guys who I've worked with in years past to help make this event a reality. It's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and I want to thank Stuart Wolf specifically for taking charge of the whole event tonight and doing such an amazing job. Kudos to you. Thank you, Stuart. When you get so involved in an organization like this, there are certain sacrifices that you make in the form of time away from your family and work. So I want to make sure that we all together thank our beautiful brides and my bride Jeannie and my kids for being so understanding and supportive, as well as my colleagues from work who are here to support me today. And a particular thank you to one of my partners. His name is Mar Leisure, hence the firm's name, who could not be here tonight because he told me the other day that he was going to have a small surgery this week, which he initially reported to me would require about a 10-inch incision. which actually was misinterpreted by him, and it was actually only like a 10-centimeter surgery, like that big. So he must have been really good at pickup lines when he was younger, I'll tell you that. I'm just warming Howie up, guys. I'm warming him up. Okay, so why am I up here? I'm really up here because of the success and hard work of a lot of other people that deserve the recognition for helping to launch what's called the Create a Jewish Legacy program in Orange County. And I know that not everybody here knows about it yet. It was launched in November of last year, and believe me, if you don't remember tonight, you will be hearing about it again soon. I'm president of the board of the Jewish Community Foundation of Orange County, and the board has been a critical support group in the launch of this program. The Feinbark family, and more specifically the staff led by Wendy Aronson, who many of you know. She is the person who's the real deal that has been helping in weaving the concept of legacy into the fabric of Orange County. So what is legacy and what is the Create a Jewish Legacy program? You saw up on the big screens names of people who signed these things called letter of intent. The Create a Jewish Legacy program is a proven program around the country in over 40 communities that trains local Jewish agencies and synagogues to work together to build endowment funding for future generations. Real long sentence for basically saying, we're here to help to create endowments, period. Okay? And there's a whole program that's being launched out there right now with 9 organizations. We have 9 partners from the Jewish Community Foundation. Jewish Federation Family Services was one of them. And we've all joined together to collaborate, to create an effort to help each other, to get our favorite donors, the people who love us the most with our organizations, to think beyond just giving this year, to be able to give for a lifetime. And all those organizations, I believe, are represented in this room tonight. Jewish Federation Family Services, Tarbut V'Torah, Temple Beth El, Bureau of Jewish Education, Community Scholars Program, Temple Beth Jacob, Congregation Beth Jacob, Hebrew Academy, Heritage Point, and Temple Bat Yam. And I'd like everyone who has already signed a letter of intent for any of these programs, including the Jewish Federation Legacy Circle or any other organization so far, to please just stand for a moment so we can give you a round of applause. And if you're not sure if you signed one, come talk to me and I'll let you know. Now, you might not think, looking around the room and seeing how many people stood up, you might not think that you qualify for doing a legacy or for anything for your estate, but it doesn't matter how big your estate is or how much money you have. Everyone counts in this program, and every gift matters. It's not about the dollars, it's all about the percents. Your kids in this program are still left with the majority of your estate, but you make tzedakah like another child of yours. Maybe not your favorite child, maybe you only give it 10% of your estate, but that's what you give to help to create an endowment to help to assure that your favorite organizations will be around in the future. So why are we doing this? Anybody hear of the Giving Pledge Legacy program that was started by Warren Buffett and Bill Gates? Did you guys see that? There's some programs on 60 Minutes about it. These guys came together and said, hey, all these billionaires out there, they're not doing enough charity. Let's challenge them and ask them to give away half of their estate over their lifetime or post-mortem, and we'll have a club that we create that will honor them every year. Okay? We're doing the same thing here in Orange County. Okay? It's estimated that right now, around the country, there's $41 trillion that's going to be passed down from generation to generation in the country, just from the baby boomer generation. And giving is only about $365 billion a year. So we've seen on a local level that some of our favorite donors who have passed away didn't have any legacy plans in place. And what a shame it is, because I'm sure if they were still alive today, that they still be giving to Jewish Federation Family Services and their other favorite organizations. But nobody ever went to ask them to put them in their will or their trust or change their IRA, whatever it might have been. So if we could just take 10% of that $41 trillion number, that would be like 13 years of annual giving in the United States. And it's just amazing what the numbers are when you look at it. So how do you do this? What do you do? We see that the universities are approaching people with legacy, and large charities like City of Hope are. All you have to do is change your trust, your will, your IRA, your insurance plan, whatever you want to do, and make any charity of your choice the beneficiary. And if you haven't been approached by any organization, all 9 organizations are collaborating on this and are happy to help each other to help you guys make a decision on what you do with your families. So I want to close by just commenting about what an amazing group that we have here in the room tonight. Prior to the last 6 years, nothing's compared to the group of people that I've been surrounded with by such quality, amazing people in this organization. I've traveled the world with this group and have like-minded people who have a passion for living life to its fullest and giving back their time and money to the needs of the Jewish community and beyond. We've tasted wine and segued at the same time in Madrid, which is not a good combination. We've gone dune bugging in the Sahara Desert, helicoptering over Israel, just amazing stuff that every single one of you, and I know there's a lot of new people in here tonight, have the opportunity to do. You just have to step up and do it. All that being said, with all these mentions in the room, I would have to say that the biggest mensch in this room, though, is still sitting in the front here, and that's my dad, Dick Bernstein. He has never been given an honor like this, but has done so much for volunteering in the Jewish community unconditionally and beyond the call of duty. It's just amazing. Now, my dad lives up in Los Angeles. He's been president of the men's club up there, very involved with the synagogue. He's very involved with the Knights of Pythias today, and he has a passion for Israel. And it's no wonder why I get so involved in things, because my dad has modeled well for that type of unselfish, unconditional giving, really. Something to think about for our kids. So if you read the Jewish Journal, you know that my dad wrote in an editorial a couple weeks ago. You'd see that he wrote a letter to the editor in which he pledged to give away $10 million over his lifetime in support of Israel. Dad, I said give 10% of your state, not 110%. While my inheritance is gone, my pride is immense. Nice job, Dickie. Nice job. So now you should all look at doing what my parents have done, what I have done, what over 160 families have done so far this year with the Legacy Program in Orange County. This past summer, we endured probably the worst uprising of anti-Semitism in my lifetime, and I've had so many conversations with you guys about how horrible it was and what a reality check it was. And my message is to ask you, do you think you should sit idle any longer? Or are you prepared to create a legacy for yourself, to be remembered by your kids and grandkids, and keep them vested in our history, our heritage, and our religion? Now is the time for us to start creating our legacies to guarantee a Jewish tomorrow. That's l'chaim to all of you guys. Thank you.
Wow, that was exciting. Now, I have a treat for all of you before Howie comes out, especially the people in the back row, because you guys have damn good seats, and you're going to see Howie up close. I want everyone in that whole back area to come on down to the orchestra pit we have for you. This is the big surprise. Come on down. You've eaten enough. Have a seat. Space is the enemy of comedy, and Howie wants everyone right here on the stage. So come on down, fellas. And we are going to have a good time tonight. Yes. Thank you, 4 people. No, everyone's coming, right? Come on down. You guys, yeah. Come on down. Fill up the orchestra. Gentlemen, the one, the only, I cannot wait for this. Mr. Howie Mandel, everybody. Come on down. Let's hear it for him. Howie Mandel.
Thank you, please. Elon Gold. Let's hear it. Thank you. Woo! Thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, people, Jews. This is so weird. Can I be honest? Before I start, I want to tell you last night, we did the finale of America's Got Talent in New York. Okay, and then I was in New York, and then they had like a rap party until like 3 in the morning. I flew in, I landed at 5 in the morning, and Mel B, who's one of the co-judges with me, and Heidi Klum said, stay, you know what, we're gonna have a lunch, we're gonna get together one more time. And I said, I can't. I have to go back to LA, I'm doing a fundraiser. And she said, for what? And I said, for Jews. They didn't understand. How do you tell a German girl we're trying to raise money? And then I'm looking out here, and there's a lady. There's one lady. This is like I'm at an Orthodox service, and one woman snuck into this. And I said, and then when I got this, my agent, I'm going to tell you, these are stories, and then I'll go on. But my agent said, look at Seth Meyers. He got to do the Emmys, and Ellen got to do the Academy Award. Get me something. Here I am. Right. It's great. What am I doing? And do I go on early? No, you go on right after the Mensch of the Year. The highlight of the evening is the Mensch of the Year. That guy Gideon. Congratulations to you, Gideon. I know he's right here with us. The Mensch of the Year. Wherever he goes, people are going to go, do you know who that is? And other people are going to say no. Because the Mensch of the Year amongst you is an honor, but the rest of the world doesn't give a shit. They don't care that Gideon is the Mensch of the Year. But what was great in following him is that he whipped you into a tizzy. And now, usually I have an opening act, but what a moving speech about Friends Operation.
Howie Mandel, yeah. Thank you so much, Howie. That was hilarious as always. Such a fun treat to get to see him. You guys did amazing. I got to tell you, we're going to bring out Stuart and Shalom. Come on out here, guys, just to wrap this up and let everybody know how we did. Shalom does so much for the behind the scenes. You have no idea how involved and how many emails I have to get from this man for the last week just to make this happen and just to make this night. You work hard for it. They don't know it, but you work hard for this evening. Stuart and Shalom, tell them what we did here.
So, gentlemen, we had a $75,000 challenge grant. I am very pleased to tell you that we raised $107,000 on that $75,000 challenge grant. And the Solomon Society, as of tonight, has raised $850,000. Thank you very, 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 very much to all of you who make that happen. And Stuart, thank you for making this happen. And Elon, thank you for making this happen.
Thank you. So guys, let's save the date because September 10th, 2015, we're going to have Late Night with Solomon Society again. Get it in your calendars now. Everybody, drive home carefully, and seriously, if you need a cab, we'll Uber you home. If you had a little too much tequila, just let us know, and we can arrange that for you. At this time, I invite all the VIPs to join me at the VIP after party, and the rest of you cheap fucks, get out. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you.